There's this misconception that it's only black men that are having these conversations or are frustrated with their women. It's absolutely 100% false. I've seen white men with way larger podcast numbers than any black content creator talking about the same talking points about women ain't this, that, and the third. The manosphere itself, the concept of the manosphere, the red pill, started with white men. People, white men have created that space. And it's just black men have the last couple of years started to get into that.
So I want to give this brother credit for being open and transparent and admitting that manosphere and red pill was coined and founded by white men, only for a lot of black men, unfortunately, to pick up that mantle and continue the legacy of red pill to oppress their own demographic of women. And a lot of you black men, the thing that makes me cringe and makes me angry from time to time is a lot of you with this regurgitated talking point sounding like Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate. You sound like racist, elitist, white supremacist men in blackface. That's what a lot of you.
Here we go. Another one. So there's always that direct connection and link when these in modern times, like I said, shout out to Angry Man, all the day ones in the red pill, especially black red pill spaces. But nowadays, well, he says black men indoctrinated with red pill manosphere ideologies. And he say Andrew Tate, FNF, it's always the same thing. So they are, this Wilson guy. These are the Mount Rushmores, the most recognizable. So they figure everybody's up under that umbrella.
This is him, Jay Tillman. This is the brother that's going to take that sister to Ruth Chris, get the kiss on the cheek, talking all this madness, and then she going to call Dirty Meat Rodney to give her the meat she really wants. Keep it up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but every dude that come up here that talks this man-hating stuff that I will hope they wouldn't tell their own sons, every time they come up here, do they not look like the man in the movie they got cheated on? Every last one of them. They look like the guy that got cheated on in the Tyler Perry movie.
I think y'all know the sauna is one of the best things that your body can get, that when that heat gets into you. You know what I'm saying? I think the red pill space is like the sauna. And I think a lot of these brothers have just been in a little too long. So, they skin is soggy. They need to get out and recalibrate and dry off a little bit, man. Because the space telling men to improve themselves, there can never be anything wrong with that.
My point exactly.
And then you get these bad actors that come in, and then they come in with their jaded history into these manosphere and red pill spaces, and they bring in all this negative stuff to it. Like when single by choices, when y'all point out things and try to correct women, y'all trying to correct the things that they're doing. You're not just saying that y'all all are just bad in general. This is what you're doing wrong, sister, brother. This is what you're doing wrong. You're not bad. What you're doing is bad. You need to fix that and change that, what you're doing. And we all working on it. All of us is trying to improve. But a lot of these guys get on here and they go balls to the wall with the stuff, and they get on here and look at the type of women they bring up on the shows. It's like fish in a barrel, like OF models, corn star, all this. Like you never see them bring up like good, like Pearl is an example of a good woman that they bring up. Like, no, it's not, bro. She's not even a good example of what she's talking about. She's single. She's a boss. She no femininity is coming off of her and nothing like that. It's like, this is come on, man. Y'all need to get out the sauna, recalibrate, and focus on yourselves again. Cut out the chain smoking and the McDonald's and stuff like that. Go get you your 10,000 steps. Go lift up something, pick something heavy up on a consistent basis. Get your stretching. Start reading some stuff or learning something new. Go cut down a tree. I was cutting down trees today. Go do something manly. And then forget say if don't listen to any woman tell you what a real man is. Let the men tell you what a real man is. Let Gavin X and Mr. Walker and Medium Man and people of that ilk that sharpen your steel and tell you this is what real men do. And let men hold you accountable. Don't let women hold you accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Let other men hold you accountable.
They love the detractors love talking about a lot of these made up negative aspects of red pill, but only in feminism do you hear rejection of the other sex? You never ever heard red pill anybody, even passport bros, say, "Oh, we don't need women." They say we must go elsewhere for our women. But only feminists say we don't need a man, period.
Yeah.
And why do they look past this? And they've been saying it way before men have gotten a voice on Kevin Samuels' internet, but they don't look at that. Oh, y'all supposed to shut up, acquiesce, and be men. That's the definition of a man. Shut up, meet our terroristic demands, and go to work and let us cheat on you.
Time after time, you ask them, what does a man's role look like in society? And they will just bop. This is what men's supposed to do. What does a woman's role look like in society? And they'll say the same thing that they said for a man. It's like, how can we both have the same role? How can we both have the same role? We can't do what you can do. You help to propagate the species. We can't do what you can do. Let us protect you. That should be your main focus. They're going to be outliers, but that should be your main focus. Why is that like demonized?
There you go.
I don't get it.
I like that. Protect. Guess what, Baba T? You can't protect what you can't control. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. He's the first and the only person I ever heard say that.
Black men sound like that have adopted this whole manosphere, MGTOW, red pill ideology, using that to oppress your own demographic of women. Black women already got a lot of roadblocks and hurdles in front of them that they got to overcome. Congratulations, becoming another roadblock. Did you know black women are already discriminated against because of workplace biases? Okay, the texture of their hair, whether it's natural or not, or how it's done. Colorism issues. What shade of black or brown are they? The medical malpractice industry. Did you know that black women are 3 times likely to die during childbirth, giving birth to your son or to your daughter, due to medical malpractice and piss poor treatment from doctors and nurses that don't want to listen? They're 3 times higher, the mortality rate, versus any other demographic of women. Did you know that there's over 100,000 black women right now missing off the face of this earth, never to be seen again? Who's fighting to bring them home? Okay. Did you know one of the
Us, we trying to stop them from being taken in the first place. We trying to raise the marriage rates so that they ain't in these hospitals by themselves giving birth, so that they ain't in Dubai and Africa getting taken by themselves. That's what we trying to do, brother. Instead of pandering to them, pandering to their bad behavior.
You ain't a ninja like you gonna be sitting there just holding their hand as the guy actually crying about they lost daughters. You just a hold handing pandering simp type ninja. Pathetic.
And who's stopping them? Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say welcome in, Sister Ebony Dean.
Who's stopping them from go to these places and getting these $3,000 body surgeries and getting blood clots and infections and stuff like that? And they don't listen to us when we say we don't stop doing that. Well, y'all looking to them on Instagram. They getting all the likes on Instagram. Nobody wants that. We keep telling you nobody wants it, and y'all still stay going and getting this stuff, man. And then be laid up
marriage
in the bed for months,
for marriage or even a serious relationship. At most, a ninja wants you for a quarter of the year, access to your body for a quarter of the year.
And they just risking their lives doing this nonsense. I just saw a sister on I forgot her name. Went going blind because of the lash glue. Losing her sight because she wanted lashes. Like, what are y'all doing? And then the brother telling them too, the stuff got chemicals in it. Trey telling it's got chemicals in it. Well, we could let her do. That's what they want to do. Then we can't tell you nothing. You want us to be there to support you, but black men don't never support black women. We're trying. That's what it looks like. When you telling your kid don't do something, they want to go out late. They want to do the fun stuff. No, do this. Come in the house. It's not what you want to do. It's what you need to do. You don't want to listen, but man, that's why men go their own way. That's why MGTOW exists. Because why would I sit here and keep telling you to listen to me and try to tell you the right thing to do, and you're not going to listen? I'm going to go over here to where they are going to listen to me.
That part, and I'll get you in, Sister Ebony. And you said like the MGTOW, that is part of the manosphere. So, well, we got MGTOW, men opting out of relationships or marriage, and they are avoiding the legal and financial risk.
Yes,
I get it. As a married man, I'm happy I'm not in position to have to consider that, but I get it.
But what you got, Emily?
Yeah, I just wanted to come up because after hearing this guy and what he had to say, I don't know about you guys, but I was introduced to the red pill manosphere and stuff in the early 2000s, like when I was in college. And it was not from a white man that was promoting books and everything. It was a black man, and things followed after that. Then the pickup artist was created. Then they made the movies like Hitch and all that. And so there was all these things that were produced. But I'm just saying, when I was first introduced to it, and so to hear men like this saying that this is like a white man's talking point and anything, absolutely not. This is a man's perspective and a man's point of view. And like you guys are saying, like the women need to listen up. Like even when I was in college, I knew that, okay, like with the literature and stuff that I was reading and the movies and documentaries and stuff I was watching, I knew that I needed to take this information in because this was coming straight from a man's mouth. You know, these are kind of what the things that they desire and they want to have in women. And so women need to listen. Like, it's not about a black and white thing. This is not one of those situations. It's about us all working together and everybody getting the outcomes that they want. So for him to say all that, I think it's just complete BS, and I just wanted to bring that to the forefront. So,
leading causes of death of black women. One of the leading causes of death of black women in between the ages of 15 and 45, domestic violence. Does society care? No, they don't. Who needs racism and white supremacy when you have black men that'll pick up the mantle and oppress their own demographic of women with red pill and manosphere? Trolling black women for being single moms without knowing their story. You know, trolling women if they don't have kids and they're not married by a certain age. Oh man, something wrong with you. Ha ha. You hit the wall. Trolling women, shaming women for their success. You know, and it's just like the CIA I think the CIA dropped off podcast equipment in black neighborhoods and the wrong type of Negroes got a hold of it. Ooh, I got a podcast microphone. I got some audio out of this. Let me get on YouTube and oppress my own group of women. That's what y'all doing.
So here we go. This guy here. So we comparing podcasting to dope boys on the corner selling rocks. Podcasting is detrimental. Just like if you go buy an ounce of dope, chop it up, and go stand on the corner and sell it to your people. Same difference.
This ninja thirsty for Kuda Kata he can't get. I'm so over it. I hate to be that, that what about, but it is a thing. He up here talking about black men on podcasts are oppressing women. If that was true, it's not true. It's not even remotely true. However, if it was, could you not see any type of dots that connect? Like I said earlier, the whole man bashing campaign that went on for over 50 years. Like, could it not, if there was some hatred, and in some small extreme spaces there may be, can you not understand it? They act like they just, nah, you wrong, because they thirsty. Welcome in, Brother Classy.
Thank you for having me. I couldn't have said it better myself. We've heard this type of rhetoric for so many years from different type of men, going from Dr. Umar and certain other individuals. It's almost to the point, it's almost sad to the point. You would think we were living back in the 60s, still fighting for civil rights the way they talk. And I'm just like, and that whole thing about black women dying at a higher rate, that's not 100% actually accurate, but I'm gonna let him go ahead and say that. But yeah, that brother is definitely thirsty. I'm with Corey Holcomb. You cannot protect anyone that you cannot control, wherever he said. It's just that simple. And why would you want to get in a situation, not just with black women, with just any woman, basically in America, that's going to be combatant. It's going to be a combatant to you. I don't want to come home from work and have to, I want to play Mortal Kombat on a video game, not with my woman. That's just my opinion, but go ahead.
So here's the question as we mine through all of this, red pill culture. And is it empowering men or creating chaos? What are we witnessing in 2025?
I was gonna say, like, the red pill is supposed to raise awareness for men about women's nature, but the issue I see is, right, the red pill today is becoming more on the conservative side of things. It's like they're trying to invoke politics into a dating scene when it's like it's about dating. We're not talking about, oh, vote for Trump and all of that stuff. Stick to the dating aspect of it. that's when it's gone too far.
There you go. Yeah, I said it before. This whole dating or gender war is expanding. When I seen it like on ESPN, I said, "Whoa!" So it's going to leach into politics because it is the Republican Party, the wild MAGA folks. I would guarantee you that the vast majority of those are red pill. That's why they are going to always equate red pill to more conservative views, because it is. Red pill is very much conservative. There we go. There, red pill is conservative, and
Blue pill is Democrat.
blue
Blue pill is
pill,
Democrat.
yeah, blue pill is democratic. That's hilarious, or liberal.
No, I was just gonna say that from before, that same podcast equipment that they drop off when they go around to college campuses and they ask these youthful women, would they rather have a scammer or a 9-to-5? What do they say?
Scammer.
Like I'm asking you, it's coming from your mouth. How come you don't want a 9-to-5, brother? Because the scammer can get me what I want. You know, the guy in the corner, he can get me what I want. So you don't care about him because you want that guy to be in harm's way. You don't want him to come home. You want him to potentially go out there, risk his livelihood, his life, to go out to get you some stuff. And then he's gonna be gone, and then the next guy is gonna come, and then you're gonna have the next guy there to do the same thing. And you're gonna have the baby from the first guy. This next guy is gonna come in and take care of that. And he was saying, you making fun of these women because you don't know their story. I have to know your story when you 8 for 8. What other story is that? If I go to the library and I'm looking for a book, if it's Moby Dick, I know what's in the book. It's a dictionary. I know what's in it. It says it right there, man. This stuff is hilarious, man.
And I would say the majority of people do know each other's story. That's the problem. But like I say, most of us grow up around each other. Majority of people do not move too far out of their neighborhood. So they know I know the woman. I know you slept with my cousin. I know what you was doing when we was in high school. People know all this stuff. So this stuff follows you around for life. This is why we tell y'all, you always want to be, protecting your reputation. I'll get you in, Ebony. What you think?
I think that it's great that men in general are taking back the narrative after coming out of an era where there were so many movies that depicted you guys in a negative light, like Waiting to Exhale, The Color Purple, all these movie depictions, and coming out of the 90s, you guys were portrayed in horrible ways. I'm sorry. And so now you guys are taking back the narrative. You guys are showing that you guys are great dads and great husbands and great men and great brothers and uncles and everything. And so I think that it kind of changed the narrative. And so they couldn't keep up with the negative stereotypes that they were trying to portray for you guys. So I'm all for it. That's why I support you guys and I love you guys. And we just need more of the discussion, and maybe more women will get on board with the movement, because this is the new normal. It's never going back to the way it was. So,
well, I think
Tyler Perry single-handedly took out dark-skinned bald brothers.
My gosh, you beat me to Jay Tillman. Man, what was the movie with the one rich dark-skinned bald brother? He drug his wife out the house as he was bringing his new woman in.
Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
God, come on, man. Women flock to that madness. He ain't worth a day. That's how they go do us. Wrong. I hate that movie, man.
Listen, that was a perfect example of how I said that we get so much involved with a European mentality that we have no knowledge of self. You see how that brother was talking? Where'd you get those points to fit into you? That's feminism. Okay? I mean, that's straight feminism. Because if you ever look at history, right, you'll see that we were portrayed as some strong brothers in the 70s and the 60s, right? Then came affirmative action in the 80s. Then you start seeing the switch from strong brothers to now what you see, strong sisters in action roles. You understand me? That's what's being portrayed to our kids and everything. So, when we get away from that and understand what the game is, man, we be all right. But we want to get involved the way white folks think. We are not white folks. Why we want to act like our brain is like theirs? It's not. We're more smarter than they are. So they got us on the hook, line, and sinker. That's not us. We're not like them. I don't listen to programs with white folks. I'm sorry. I don't do it because I'm not them. Why should I listen to them? They don't have the struggles I have. When you start saying, bro, I'm not your brother. Okay? My brothers are the one that been through the same struggle as I have. They understand being born black here in America. I mean, I don't do that. I don't listen to that stuff because I'm trying to find the beauty of our people so we can consistently grow so they understand that beauty. Our beauty is different from other folks, man. I mean, it bothers me when we keep putting them on the forefront of what deals with us. That white woman wouldn't be on the show of mine, man. Get up out of here. Why would I want to listen to her? That's all.
Would you go tell her, Baba T, would you say, get out of here, white woman?
Yeah, what the hell I'm gonna listen to her? Why is she on a program dealing with us?
She might give you some of that. Stuff. She might offer you some of that sweet. Never mind.
I don't know none of that. You see me with a white woman, I'm holding it for the police. Anything white on me is my socks, man. What's wrong with you? I don't want none of that pale, unflavored stuff, man. Sisters got flavor. Okay, you can smell it with them. Please, man. What's wrong with you?
You know, like shout out to our pink folks. Shout out to Reed Pink.
I can't fight back, Highway. What I'm gonna say? Hey, I know. I live my truth. I let Baba T live his truth. I'm gonna live my truth.
Oh, Jay, I love you, man. No. I'm just saying, for me, man.
Let's just say in my life, I've been to Baskin and Robbins, so.
I love you. I'm gonna respect you and love all my people, man.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't touch a nerve on me, man. I got too much love for my people.
The thing
Unless
is, I will never put anybody on a pedestal over my culture of what I believe. I fell in love. I got married to an individual. I didn't marry the culture. I married into the culture, but I made her culture. It's our culture now. But that don't mean I forgot my culture. And I get so frustrated when people like, oh, you think white women is better? It's like, no, man. When you get to know an individual, they tend to be the same. You're going to still get the same good, the bad, and the ugly. But I will never put down as a whole black woman because I'm not with one. Never. Absolutely not. I refuse. And it's not because my mama black.
We don't want you to
part of it, but it's not only because of that. Yeah, I don't want to date my mom.
The problem with that, when they show the situations like the Indiana Pacers and the few men that we quote unquote that is married to white women, it's really a small percentage. They're doing that on purpose. Majority of the MLB, NFL, and NBA black athletes are married to black women.
And look at the example of what we have on the screen right now. I mean, Sister Ebony has come up here every time I've seen her, glistening to the gods, hair's done, always poised, never talking out the side of her neck. It's like, that's like, man, that's what I'm used to seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, calm, cool, collected, know what she's talking about. And we don't ever tell her, like, be quiet, stay in your place. No, let us know what you want to hear, because you're actually adding value to it versus what something y'all used to have.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, chaos.
And that was crazy. That's like, man, I'm not used to that. I wasn't used to that, man. When people say about all that stuff, I was not used to that, man. I was used to like Jay Walker. When Jay Walker talk, I'm like, man, that is, when you say Cousin Walker, I'm like, man, she is like family, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she feels like family. Like, goodness gracious.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Sister Ebony. We should have some real heathens up here.
So what you got, Ebony? What's your take on it?
I want to say thank you for bringing up the last clip with the black gentleman who was sharing the sentiments, and I'm glad that we shed a light on that, because that is not true, and that is not that's very coonish. Well, we were talking about what a coon might be, and he was kind of displaying some of those same sentiments. So that is not what we represent. That is not what we want for our people. We want for our people to cooperate with one another, to understand the differences, and to listen to each other's point of view, and come to a commonality about everything. So I do not agree with anything that he said, and I'm just glad that we can all speak on it and agree that he was on some BS. So yeah,
that part. And I'm gonna pull this up. So I guess we'll check these points here. This will be the last thing we do. We talk about red pill. Is it empowering men or creating chaos? And the first thing, the critics, we'll go to the critics and see if we can debunk their points. So they got 4 points here. The first one, they say it generalizes women. Is that true or false? Does the red pill generalize women?
Yes. And it's supposed to. We speak in generals to get some data. We don't speak in anecdotal experiences. Yes. And there you go. Again, Kev covered all this. There are no special snowflakes. That's the root of their detraction. You can't generalize me. I'm special. If you are special, you should be getting special outcomes. Done and done.
So what's your take, Brother Classy?
I agree with him 100%. Yeah, we're supposed to generalize. It's like, for an example, in the medical field, you have AIDS, you have STDs. You have to generalize it in order to get an outcome, to find a solution for something. So if we were to sit around and just nitpick one person, that doesn't get to the solution of anything. Because that one person, it can be a virus to many millions of people. Because what happens with something that's small and cancerous, what does it do? It spreads. So you have to check the problem. And what Mr. Walker said, I agree 100%.
Okay. So we on the point 2. It says it breeds resentment or misogyny. Is that true?
And with the extremists, the resentment and misogyny comes from undesirable past experiences. Just how, like I said, this is an extreme segment now. This is not core red pill. Now we are referring to the extreme side. Just how you have feminists, you ain't got to put extreme there, where shoot, they are the ones that's crazy, but that's for the extremes.
You can compare it almost like music, like we said with hip hop earlier. People say, well, does hip hop music teach people to delete one another? If there's a segment of it, but that's not what it's about. But if you dig deep enough, you'll find it.
There you go. Yeah, drill. Yeah, there is one, but it's extreme, and the masses identify as extreme.
So, what you got, Divine?
I was gonna say, Gavin, that same thing with video games. It's like they would ask, like, do video games cause mass shootings? Pretty much the same thing. What you were saying before.
And I hated that because I was a GTA rebel, baby. Used to love me some GTA. Absolutely not. Just because I take Nico Bellic into the bank and air it out. That don't mean I want to do it. It's part of the game. That was the mission.
And here we go. We're on the point 3. It says encourages unhealthy relationship expectations.
And as I wanted to answer myself, what does that look like? What does unrealistic relationship expectations look like? I tell you, you got to cook more days than not throughout the week. We just put it there. Today's modern.
On the extreme side, it could be, there's, like you said, there's extreme. Because that ain't nothing. They talking about like, all right, the guy 300 pounds working at Amazon, he want a dime piece. Extreme expectations. And it's like, where are y'all finding this stuff?
Extreme segments of red pill manosphere. There you go. That is extreme. And they do exist, but we identify them as such. See, this ain't the guy. We call them out. You got some big old blowed out brother talking about he want IG baddie. We take him to the side and tell him that he a little Looney Tune and he don't want that kind of pain.
But I don't even think it's the men that have the issue with it, because men kind of know their levels. They know where they're at with it. They know the 300-pound brother doesn't need to be coming up to the IG baddie because he knows his lane. I think it's more of the women who are overinflating, their market value and what they can bring to the table, and not even be willing to listen to new ideas, or maybe even, any course correcting, because we see it every day. Like, women don't want to be corrected. And I think it's important for women to realize, okay, we may have gotten something wrong along the way, and we just kind of need to get back to families and get back to what it should be. So I don't think that it's the men so much. I do think it's more of a problem for the women.
And I agree with Ebony too. Like the issues, like when I said in the super chat about the technology. Ever since the technology came out, more women have been posting all these things, and that's why men are moving the way they are. Like men are treating women accordingly, and that's what they're not happy about.
Right.
And also too, like for example, you have the guy, that comedian from Flagrant Podcast, I can't sing, and when they was talking about his wife is going on a tangent, and the red pill is like, "Oh, you need to shut her up." But it's like you can't shut up a grown person. And if she want to talk, he has to know the disrespect was always there. He just
Right.
chooses to avoid the signs.
Right.
He's bad, man. He don't sleep at night now. Either he don't sleep at night or he likes it. It's nothing in between. That's nasty.
I agree. Nasty work.
So here we go. We're going on to number 4 here. It says it creates adversarial gender dynamics.
See,
red pill content. It creates adversarial gender dynamics.
No, absolutely not. We're adversaries, not advocacy. No, we're not adversaries. We have differences, and that's okay. Only feminism creates adversaries, i.e., we don't need a man. That's just dumb. Yeah, that's a wild statement.
What you got, Class? You have something?
I'm going to go ahead and say, on top of what Mr. Walker said, I don't need a man, but in order to get to know me, you have to pay my bills.
That sounds insane. I don't need you, Ninja.
I don't need you, but I'm going to follow you to another country to expose you on YouTube of what you're doing, thinking that American laws can be reinstated into another country. Everything that they say is always contingent of needing a man.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, in this whole contents, this whole totalitarianist contents, it's the same. Everything they'll tell you, I don't need a man for nothing. The next minute, we're not protected. These men need to take care of their kids. No, those particular black men need to take care of their kids, not the other 23 million who do not know you or your family members.
Classy, don't forget this too. Like, oh, he has to make I don't need a man, but he has to make 6 figures, and then also too, I want a man to lead me, but don't lead me.
Yes, please take care of my 8 kids while I manifest a heart attack at the age of 40.
Golly.
But thank you very much.
Not manifesting a heart attack.
I digress.
And they act like the internet doesn't exist, man. It's documented. We see it day in and day out. Almost every series or iteration of Pop the Balloon, when they go to the college campus and they ask the young ladies questions, when you go on the streets and ask them questions, if you can compile and AI is doing it, if you can compile the information on our women in our community, that's what is kicking out. It's only going to reflect what's being put into it. So when they getting mad with the content that's coming out with this AI stuff, it's all there. It's all documented. You guys are saying it,
right?
In mass. It's crazy. Y'all of the dating age, and it's in mass, man. And the opposite is it's not enough Ebony Deans and Raquel Roses and Annas and the others. It's not enough of them putting that data out there. It's like a drop in the pond. So we see it, man. And you can't argue with us.
There you go. Nothing about red pills divisive. That will be feminism. That's a fact, Jack.
Yeah, and I can speak on behalf of mothers, who have sons who watch the content and everything. Um, my son, he met up with this girl that he met at the mall, and she was kind of demanding him buy her stuff. And
Absolutely
my son
not.
is like, we don't do tricking over here. But she tried it. But the thing is that these women are teaching their daughters to be like this, and so we have to teach our sons to not go for any of that, because I don't remember that growing up. Like when I went on dates or I met guys at the mall, I had my own money and I was buying my own stuff. I never asked anybody for anything. So I just appreciate these spaces and you guys helping the moms and the sons and everybody figure it out, because we don't do tricking over here. So
Absolutely not. The message stands the same. A
right.
woman that asks for nothing deserves everything. You don't want to say ask, let the man offer. Absolutely. That was always shout to my mama. It's a red flag. Can't ask me for a piece of candy.
And also, real quick, we talked about the critics. Now let's talk about the supporters. Here's the pros about it. Let's see if any of this is true. They say that people argue that red pill content, the supporters say that it teaches accountability. Is that true?
Yes, I would have to say so.
Okay.
I agree.
Also, they say it helps men improve.
Yes, with accountability. Can we touch on accountability? Does not feel nice. Accountability is not a fun time. It's pressure. I like to call it healthy pressure, but it's not a fun thing being accountable, because you got to sit here and take record of yourself, your actions, how you look, how you talk, everything. And that never feels good, especially when you got a lot of work to do. So yes and yes so far.
Okay. And also, it says it exposes double standards.
For sure. And accepts them. See that? We acknowledge double standards and accept them. Unlike the far extreme side of the feminists, we said all the time, yes, I'm going to shovel that snow. That's not your job. That's not you to toy. That's for us. And there's a lot of other, what they call them, gender role. Yeah, gender roles. We respect gender roles.
And I was going to say, what exactly now? Do we know? I'll get you in, Brother Jay. What double standards does red pill expose, if we can name one?
Oh, they know the men is going to have, when it comes to a relationship, they know the men is going to have to pay 9 times out of 10 for the the majority of it.
Yeah, that was
I mean, that's just is when you like a girl. I mean, it just feels good. Mm-hmm. Look at what I can do for you. I mean, it just feels good. But like when you take, like you said, when you take advantage of it, that don't make me feel good. When you come into me like this, it don't make me feel good.
And you brought up a point, Jay. That's men, we are expecting, and we take on that task of working to be providers. That's why, sisters, when you first meeting up and you show that that you could pay for a little soft drink and a burger too, that's why it goes over so well when you dealing with the right guy. Y'all sitting there, he done pay for this, pay for that. And then end of the day, maybe y'all grab anything and you say, I got this. It could be 25 cents, but you show that we in this thing, I got a little something. And that is huge. Absolutely huge.
So big, man. Like,
yeah,
oh, shoot, okay, all right.
Like a lot of times guys test you. They just test you to see what you would say. Like, will she go for it? Will she give me pushback or whatever? So I think there's a lot of times where women fail because they don't feel like they have to come out of their pocket for anything. But I'll tell you this, and everybody in the chat, women will not hesitate or push back on spending money on a man that she likes. If she's spending money on you, that means that she likes you. So,
amen. Kev said that.
Test.
If she likes you, she don't spend that bread. That's a fact.
And without hesitation, too.
Oh, Jesus, I got stories on that, but go ahead.
That's it.
And I would say this too: that like men, we accept the double standards, even if it don't benefit us. Like, and another example would be like the whole, if a man sleep with a lot of women, it gets praised upon. But if a woman does sleep with a lot of men, and they call her. They say she's a 304. She's this and she's that.
Right.
Brother Divine Photos, you just hit the biggest double standard on it. There it is. That's the one they don't like. Yeah, scratch everything we said to Divine.
The body count discussion.
Your body count, being able to be loose with your genitals, biggest double standard.
Yes.
And what do I say? Sisters, men want to be as close to your first as possible. Women want to be your last. It's a big difference on how you move, and don't no woman, won't no inexperienced ninja on top of her. It is what it is. However, a man sees something wholesome in an inexperienced woman. You know, it's like, oh, you ain't been around the block. We got something here. Double standard. Shout out to Divine. There you go. That's the number one.
Yeah. And Akash was notably himself. His wife was his first, right? She's on record saying she's painfully nostalgic about the frats, about what she got popping P at the frat. She's painfully nostalgic for that. And he was inexperienced, and look where he is.
Problem is that when a lot of women take on a lot of bodies like that, a lot of them, they either ignore or don't pay attention to the fact that it does affect them mentally. That's why I bring up the porn industry, even though that's a little bit too extreme. A lot of those women are actually deleting themselves because inside they're ashamed and they know they've lost their dignity and they can't get it back. Opposite of also doing other paraphernalias as well.
That's why they got tattoos all on their face.
The trauma in their face and the skeletons in their closet is the reason why. Some women can't pair bond, to be honest.
Too much meat, too much desirable meat.
Too
Men
many
they desire.
Too much connections.
Yep.
I will say it does affect men. It affects men as well, having that many bodies, just not in the same way as it does women. So I wouldn't suggest to men, from telling you from personal experience, don't go out there, smashing everything, try to stay in the pocket, no pun intended, and keep it to your girlfriends, guys, or something. Just try to de-discipline, kind of
relax
thing.
your muscle.
When you get to doing something, and then it's hard to go from that to being isolated with a partner.
Bingo. There you go. I like the way.
Not only that, but like you said, you got STDs. You can end up having a kid. I would say that's the overwhelming. Yeah, so that should stop you and make you make better decisions outside of, smash anything. STDs, do she got something? Why she giving this up so easy? And you ain't trying to have no kids. This a mother, so you need to be thinking about this stuff.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And if you're a guy, like you said, you've been sleeping around a lot, getting some wild hunt sessions, you done dated some hot in the butt girl that used to jump off the dresser on you. And now you got your wife and she ain't so much into that. See, now you're like, hey, why don't you jump up on that dresser and jump down on this like WWE?
And then if she misses, if she misses, I gotta see her in the hospital with a broken hip because you try to convince her to do something she's never done.
And that's why for every decision, there's a consequence. That's what whether you're male or female, you always have to be aware of that.
Right.
Amen.
And ladies, keep your walls intact, okay? You got to keep it right. And no man wants to feel like they're running through a tunnel when they're going inside you, okay? Keep the walls intact.
Amen.